All right, so I had to do this again because it turns out that I don't actually know how to make sound work through my microphone. I totally screwed up the sound last time. So I'm doing this again. Hopefully the sound is working and it's on point and I'm not a crazy person talking to myself, but we're going to find out momentarily. So my bad for the sound issues on the last one. All right, so who the heck am I? My name is Dawnna St. Louis. I am a high performance guru for monster deals, deeper pockets. And today is all about reciprocity. Now, you are in the right place if you want to get people to eat out of the palm of your hand. Like seriously, you really just want them to like, how do I make that happen? Because this is all about attracting the right buyer and not promoting yourself like some kind of person out there begging for friends. This is really going to give you kind of the deep details on how to make that happen. Now, who the heck am I and who do I think I am to talk about this? Like, where's my credibility? So I'm just chilling at home. No, I'm just kidding. My history is that I lived in my car when I was 19. I learned how to program. That's right. I'm a deep geek in 4 different programming languages. I founded a company called BizIntel. I sold deals for millions and sold the company for millions. And now I travel the world teaching people how to win high-powered negotiations, sales, and how to be as successful as I've been in entrepreneurship. So let's talk about reciprocity. Okay, even when you are like me and you know that you're being ethically manipulated, it still works. It's a psychological phenomenon that still works. And here's the deal. So the other night, my son was in our kitchen and the kitchen was spotless. But I come downstairs and he is putting dishes in the dishwasher without being asked. Right. So there's your first thing. He's already doing something without being asked to do it. And the kitchen was spotless. Now, here's the thing. The kitchen could have already been spotless. Like the kitchen could have been in perfect condition. But by virtue of the fact that I walked down right when he was putting that last glass in, my mind immediately went to, wow, he just cleaned up the entire kitchen. Then on top of that, he spoke my language of reciprocal connection, quality time. And how did he do that? He sat on the couch and he hung out with me and he started asking me questions about my day and started asking me stuff about what was going on. Of course, when I asked him about what was going on, he started telling me how he wanted to do X, Y, Z. And I said, well, dude, why aren't you doing it? Now, mind you, he's already put in his time. He's listened to me for probably about a half an hour. So I'm like, why aren't you doing it? And he goes, oh, you know, it's not a big deal. Funds are a little tight, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe next time. I knew I was being played. I knew I was being played. And yet and still, he didn't even ask. And what did I say? Well, why don't I just give you the money and you can give it to me next time. So that way you don't have to wait till next time. You can just go now. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, we're not talking about $1 million, but he didn't even have to ask for it. I just offered it up. Yes, it works. Reciprocity is the dark art of ethical manipulation. It is a tactic that gets people to return a favor even if you don't ask for it. They'll do it every time. And I knew I was being played, and yet and still I was like, oh, here you go. Just take my money. It happens all the time. So how do you do this in business? Because you can't go to your buyer's house and just like start washing their dishes and walking their dog. It's probably not going to work. However, there are 3 steps to make it happen, and this is how you do it. Here are the 3 steps. Number 1, give first. Number 2, make it exclusive. And number 3, make sure they know it's from you. Those are the 3 things that need to happen. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper into detail, but write those down. Give first, make it exclusive, make sure they know it's from you. So step 1, give first. There are 5 ways to give that actually drives returns. There are 5 ways. So you kind of have to know your people a little bit. So the first way is choice words. Yep. Ego stroking. Ego stroking totally works on some people, and if you really want to get it to work, use their name. Just using someone's name works wonders. every single time, use their name. It works wonders. I've taught this actually to waiters and waitresses, like at a service conference, and that was one of the things that came up. A little ego stroking and using their name. That's why you'll hear a waiter and waitress go, oh, that's an excellent choice. Oh, okay, well, it's great to meet you, Dawnna. Just doing little things like that. If you are sitting at the table and you want to get better service, use the waiters and waitresses' name. And then when if you ask them a question about, what are they selecting, they go, oh, I really think this. Oh my gosh, that sounds fantastic. Thank you. Just doing something like that will actually cause the waiter and waitress to give you better service. Okay, here's the second thing that you can do. Action. Do something for them. Now, it doesn't have to be major, but do something for them. People like action. Even if it's something like, hey, you know what? I saw a better parking spot than where you parked. I can go stand there while you move your car over. It's totally ridiculous. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't cost you anything. But just by taking that action, or what did my son do the other night? He went and put the dishes in the dishwasher. Taking 2 bottles of water, one for you and one for the person you're talking to. Something like that. Oh, they forgot to get their napkin, grabbing a napkin for them. Whatever it is, just taking that action will make all the difference in the world. Number 3, gifts. Again, bringing them water, grabbing them a cup of coffee, taking them out for coffee, and not expecting to have the sales conversation will go a long way. Quality time is number 4. Now, spend time with them, talking with them, especially about something that they like without discussing business. So in other words, when you call them back, call them, have a conversation with them, and it doesn't have to be a business conversation. It could be anything. I know one lady who, last time I saw her, she was pregnant, and it had been a year, so I knew by then she probably had the baby. So of course, what did I do? I went and checked her out on Facebook. I saw she had the baby, and the baby was healthy, so I picked up the phone and called her and asked her about the baby. Didn't say anything about business. By the time we were done with the call, she was like, oh my gosh, we have such and such event. I think you'd be perfect for it. All because I picked up the phone. I spent quality time talking to her about herself and the baby. Physical touch. Okay. No, I do not suggest that you roll up in the business office and you start hugging up on the buyer. It's probably not a good idea. But do you know that if a waitress touches the buyer's arm at a certain point during the service, that she'll actually get a bigger tip, or even the waiter? Even if he goes, oh my gosh, and just touches you and lets go. It doesn't mean that they're like going in for a hug, but it's just going in and doing a slight touch and letting go. Just by doing that slight physical touch and saying your name, by the way, or bringing you something extra, that will 100%, no questions asked, increase the tip, and usually by about 30 to 50%. So it's a significant increase. All right, so now we know step 1 and we know the 5 ways to execute step 1. Let's look at step 2. Provide something exclusive so they feel special. Again, when I'm working with waiters and waitresses, sometimes I'll have them go and get those extra little bonus coupons. Hey, you know what? Here's a bonus coupon, right? And people are like, really? Oh my gosh, thanks. Or, hey, there's a coupon right now where you can get X dollars off at Buffalo Wild Wings, right? All of a sudden you're like, what? I got hooked up at Buffalo Wild Wings. You may have saved $2, but you now just tipped the waitress $3, right? You just gave them extra. So when you provide something exclusive so that segment feels special, they're more likely to take advantage of it, and they're more likely to want to reciprocate. And step 3 is when you provide that something special, make sure that they know the exclusive thing is just for them and is just from you. So when I was working with waiters and waitresses, one of the things was I said, listen, when you give them this, make sure you say something like, I only have 5 of these that I can give out. I definitely want you guys to have one because you have been amazing, amazing guests, and I can't wait for you to come back. So by saying that, the person who is sitting there is more likely to give you a much bigger tip. By the way, they're also likely not to complain. So what do I do in business? Because obviously I'm not a waiter or waitress. I give postcards. I do. I give postcards. I also do things like I give shout outs on live streams, like William Thomas just shared my video, Dawnna Black just shared my video, Michael Bentley's in the house, right? So I do shout outs on my live streams to say, hey, I see these people, they're here, these are my peeps right here. I know they're going to hook me up with a share. These are the people that you need to know if you don't know, right? So those are things that you could do. I tell a lot of people that I have a friends and, well, not a lot of people, I tell certain people that I have a friends and family discount. And that really is for friends and family. So if you're not referred to me, or if you're not a friend, or if you're not related to me, the chances of you getting that discount is very, very, very low. Hey, what's up, Galen and Mr. Bear Jean? How are you guys doing? So like John, I know for sure has gotten a friends and family discount for sure, right? And what's up, Galen? I saw Galen in Dallas not long ago. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you hit this step 3, that you're doing all the things that you need to do, that you're sitting there and going, not only have I given you something, but now I'm making sure that you know that thing is exclusive to you and that it is specifically from me. Those 3 things actually causes reciprocity to go up. And I'll give you an example of this. Do you know that I do these videos? They're special ones that I do, where I actually give out like deep details in regards to contacts, but it's only for an exclusive group of people. Now, these people generally hire me over and over and over again, but the information I give is just for that exclusive group of people. So I might give out all this general information, but until you can get into the deep group, you're watching live streams. Anyway, but it kind of gives you the idea, right? So those people always feel like they want to give me something back because I'm giving them such great value. So what can you do next? What can you do? Because I know you could do this. You can do this. This is not hard, and you can do it in 3 steps. Give them something in the language they speak. Make sure it's exclusive. Make sure that they know it's special from you. Now, how can you do this now? Well, you could do this by sharing this video, and then you have a win-win because I will owe you because you hooked me up. And I always go and look at the people who share my videos, and I always reach back out to them because that's a big deal to me. And then your followers will owe you because at the end of the day, you just gave them some boss information. Anyway, it's going to be a crazy year for me so far. It's been awesome. I'm going to London a couple of times. I'm going to Bangkok. I'm going to Trinidad and Tobago. I'm going to Cairo, Egypt. So it has been an absolutely fantastic year. If you would love me to come and speak at your event, I am Dawnna St. Louis, and your team can discover how to close bigger deals faster with my kick-ass programs. Anyway, just go to my website. It's dawnna.com, Dawnna.com, and please, if you're watching this right now, please do share it. I really appreciate it. Until next time, you guys have a fantastic day.